live. Full Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing out of turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up a turn number 4. Who's it gonna be? Good evening and welcome to Full Velocity Racing Network. Qualifying going on out there. 40 plus cars, almost up towards the 50 cars here for the BladeNote.com. A Sunday shootout series for the Street Stocks. Open setups the way of the land. I'm Todd, standing alongside of me. Well, it's Jack Truan down there pushing the controls here this evening. We're going to have lots of heat racing action, lots of racing action coming your way here in just a moment. But before we do that, we're going to send it down trackside for the playing of our national anthem. And thank you to James Grace for the beautiful rendition of the playing of the national anthem here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Great video work by him. Is doing a lot of video work for us over here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to say hello to everyone out there on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. Like I said, remind you guys to share this link out there. Let everybody know Full Velocity Racing Network is live. We have an action-packed night here for the BladeNote.com Shootout Series. The Street Stocks here at Knoxville. We did have the completion of the late models here that completed it here earlier with Brett Rolls coming on top of that first career win And we're looking to see where the heat races are going to lie here this evening. Looks like we're going to have 6 heat races according to this build right now. It's qualifying round. Nope, 5 heat races tonight. Top three will make it on there from the heat races, so you get 15, and then we'll have the main events, the E mains, the B mains, whatever we want to call them, the consolation events for Will. Get locked and loaded here for heat race number 1. Those guys are already lining up. Got to thank a couple sponsors before we get to Green Flag Racing here in heat 1. Got to thank Hanover Wrecker Service. Give them a call. We're still looking here and give Hanover Wrecker Service a call down in the West Virginia area if you need a tow. And also got to thank iRacingIFlag.com. Visit iRacingIFlag.com. Ask Jeff Brown how to be a step above the competition. Trying to get a couple things here headed away here. My program crashing here just a little bit as I use a different program to announce versus when I use a program to actually broadcast here. But those guys getting locked and loaded down onto pit road with a fantastic 5 heat races here on the build on the docket here tonight. I believe 42 cars in the house here for the BladeNo.com Sunday Shootout, and I cannot wait to see what happens here this evening with these guys and who's going to take down the first win here of the season, who's going to be the points champion. I mean, there's quite a few races to decide that points champion, but it's going to be a rather interesting event here at Knoxville Raceway, of course. Knoxville Raceway, they say the sprint car national, the sprint car capital of the world. Tonight's going to be the street stock capital of the world, and can't wait to see who's going to take down this victory. So heat race number 1 going to come to post and starting like this. Starting on the pole, driving the number 11 machine. That is Kyle Moyer. His dad's part outside, driving the 319. That'll be David Brewer. Inside row number 2, that'll be the 010 of Casey Brunson. Outside him will be Jimmy Hoffman aboard the 032. Rolling out 5th will be the number 21. That's Jim Revis. Revis aboard the number 21. And R.J. Klein rolls off in position number 6. Brendan Culp aboard the 122. Going to roll off in 7th. And Henry Jones going to roll off 8th. And Christopher Carmen in the number 22 machine. Going to roll off in the 9th starting position here in heat race number 1. Top 3 will advance on to the main. The rest will go to consolation events as we get ready to send these guys on their way off of turn number 4. Just waiting on that iRacing.com pace truck to pull down to pit road. He does so. Now we're going to wait for that loud pedal to go down. iRacing high flag. Green flags in there. Loud pedal is down a little bit quicker than I could call it. But the 11 of Kyle Moyer jumps out to the early advantage over the number, looks like the number 10 machine. I'm going to say Casey Brunson. Casey Brunson, the 010 machine to 10. Is on the side of that machine with a little bitty 0 running that second spot. Meanwhile, 3rd position battle between R.J. Klein and Jim Revis. Revis to the outside there in the number 21 machine as they're side by side down into turn number 1 and 2 here, or 3 and 4, excuse me. Yeah, 1 and 2. I was right the first time. That's number 14 of R.J. Klein trying to pull away. The 032 now down to the bottom of Jimmy Hoffman. Hoffman side by side with Revis. That's a battle for the 4th spot. Like I said, 3 cars transfer onto the main. The rest will go to the consolation event. So checking out from the field, the number 11 of Kyle Moyer, the 010 of Casey Brunson for 3 right now. R.J. Klein on the bubble. Let's see how long he's going to be able to hold on to that. Right now, we've got 10 car lengths between himself and Jimmy Hoffman. Casey Brunson right there knocking on the door. Don't want to screw up too much as we have 5 laps remaining here. So we've had 3 laps in and complete here as the number 11 of Kyle Moyer, your current race leader. Brunson right there for 2. R.J. Klein running in that 3rd spot. Not looking to make any mistake though right now in the final transfer spot there to make his way into the main. No more consolation events for that. Is if you make it in the top 3, you don't have to run through that consolation. That's rather important here, as there's 42 drivers in the house here tonight. I believe they're only taking 26 to the main, so half the field is going to, well, a little bit under the half the field is going to be extinguished. You're going to say 16 cars going to have to go home here this evening, and that will be one of those things that will happen here, and you don't want that. You want to stay in that 3rd and final transfer spot, so you don't really want to screw that up. And like I said, DWRL, BladeNo.com, Sunday Night Shootout Series here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We're going to do popsicle sticks in the air here off of turn number 4 for the number 11 of Kyle Moyer. Casey Brunson going to run in that second spot. Third is still RJ Klein, and those guys pretty much have settled it out there. As long as they don't make any mistakes, they're going to transfer on to that A main. There's a good battle going on for fourth right now between the 122 of Brandon Culp, and then you got Jimmy Hoffman, the 032 machine, now driving on to the outside, going to lose that spot to the 122. That's a fourth spot. That's probably a starting row there for the consolation events. As meanwhile, white flag in the air for Kyle Moyer. And the number 11 machine, Casey Brunson for 2. They're pretty much staying that way. Down the back straightaway. And RJ Klein running in that third spot into turn number 3 for the final time. And off of turn number 4. Picking up heat race number 1 going to be Kyle Moyer. And that number 11 machine. Second going to go to Casey Brunson. Third, RJ Klein. The rest are going to go to the consolation events. Once again, a brief second to thank a couple more sponsors here. Voiles Trucking, Brian and Kathy Voiles of Voiles Trucking. Head over to Facebook and visit Voiles Trucking and find out what kind of trucking rental needs you might need from those guys. And also got to thank CCM Customs. CCM Custom Designs. They do custom engraving. They do some awesome things on engraving. I seen them engrave a keyboard through one of the videos. That was interesting to say the least. And they engraved some guns and different stuff that they have going on there. But CCM Custom Designs, fantastic. Got to thank those guys for coming aboard. That's Tim Cummings, being a sponsor here of the Full Velocity Racing Network, a proud sponsor to have them alongside of us. But heat race number 2 getting ready to come to post, already out there on the track, so they were pretty quick this time, starting on the pole. Driving the 926, I guess Jason Salter didn't need to borrow that car. Bear Bishop starting on the pole there in the 926, the 73 of Stephen Moore. Going to start outside the front row. Starting in the third starting position, that's the double knot machine, the 00 of Michael Whitlock. And as Jason Bartlett outside, driving the number 07 machine. That will be Justin Pruitt. Pruitt in the 07. No number on the side of that machine. Guess they ripped the vinyl off that one early. And then the 711 Terry Joyner go off of that 5th spot. Rolling off 6, it'll be the number 38 machine of Rick Gibson. Gibson in the number 38. And outside, and row number 4 will be the number 6 machine of Ryan Bronson. Outside the 4th starting row, the number 12 of Eric Eichstead. And you got Tim Cummings starting shotgun on the field there in the number 81 machine. Pace car pulls in, or pace truck pulls in for that ladder. And iRacing I flag, green flags in the air, and Bear Bishop aboard the number 926 leads the charge down into turn number 1. Second right now is Stephen Moore, and third is Michael Whitlock, being challenged already by the 07 machine of Justin Pruitt, the numberless car here this evening. Michael Whitlock down to the bottom, trying to make his way in the 711. Terry Joyner right there, too. Nice looking cars, nice looking pace schemes here this evening. As a new season starting out for the BladeNote.com, a Sunday night shootout series here for the DWRL. Like I said, the 926 X91 Motorsports teammate there, Barrett Bishop. Second is Stephen Moore. He's a Bulletproof Motorsports guy. And you got the 00 Michael Whitlock right now holding on to the final transfer position, but the 711 Terry Joyner has second thoughts. He moves down to the bottom trying to wrestle that one away. He's going to be not able to slide up in front of him quite yet, but he has the preferred groove as of right now. Down the back straightaway, looks like Joyner going to be able to capitalize, take away from Whitlock. Whitlock going to drop kick himself back into a battle for the 5th spot with the 07 of Justin Pruitt. As we come up with 3 laps in, we have 5 laps to go here for the 926 of Bishop and the 73 of Stephen Moore. Those guys have took off and left it. But the 711 right now of Terry Joyner, their current bubble spot there, as now you got Justin Pruitt moving into 4th, so he's going to try to get his way into the feature here, the easier way through the heat races. Only top 3 transfer on there, so 15 cars out of the heat races, and then you have the rest coming from the consolation events here in just a little bit. But the 711 of Terry Joyner still holding on here with lap 4, so we have 4 and 4 to go halfway home for the 926 of Barrett Bishop, Steve Moore for 2, Terry Joyner for 3, and here comes the 07 of Pruitt again. Pruitt going to look to the bottom, same way with the 12. The BladeNode.com number 12 machine of Eric Eichstadt. He's moved himself up into the top 5. Michael Whitlock falling through the field there in the double knot machine. Not what we wanted to see there for Whitlock. Bad look continues here on a new season as the setup just not handling right here in heat race number 2. Can anybody challenge the top 2 right now as the popsicle sticks go up in the air? Can anybody catch those top 2 drivers, the 926 of Bishop and the 73 of Stephen Moore? The battle right now, I think, is going to be the most heated one. Is for that 3rd spot. If Joyner makes one little mistake, the 07 of Pruitt is going to be right there to the pounce. They come down here into turn number 3. They're going to get a white flag off of turn number 4. One more trip around the Knoxville Raceway for the BladeNode.com Sunday Shootout Series, brought to you in part by DWRL, the DWRL League. So fantastic group here. This is the 5th season here, race number 1 of the 5th season as they come down the back straightaway for the final time. Down into turn number 3, the 926 of Barrett Bishop leads the charge, and he's going to come off of turn number 4. I believe heat race number 2, Victor, is going to be the 926 of Barrett Bishop. Second going to go to Stephen Moore. Terry Joyner going to mop up that 3rd spot and make his way into the A main here early on in the going. The rest are going to go to consolation events. Gotta say hello to everybody out there, Facebook Live. I see Charlie Tubbs out there. Glad to have him a part. David Blackbird, John Monkern, Caleb Ramsey, Eric Eichstadt was out there. Cameron Wagner also out there. Kevin Preston, Jimmy Hoffman out there too. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Like I said, if you want to share this to everybody, it's feel free to share it out there and let them know Full Velocity Racing Network is live. Heat race number 3 of 5. Coming to the grid down on pit road. Starting on the pole will be the number 1 machine of Alex Brewer. Starting off outside pole will be the number 20 of Greg Tuberville. Inside row number 2 in the 3rd starting position, that's the 117 of Derek Debris. Debris aboard the 117. And racing Jason Salter in his own car here in the Three Stocks, the number 10 machine, going to roll off in position number 4. Rolling out 5th will be the 073 machine. That is Steve Robbins and Dustin Benton. Aboard the number 34, going to roll off in position number 6. Rolling off 7th will be Chadwick Rigby aboard the number 53. And Jason Games aboard the number 5 machine, going to roll off in the 8th spot. Called for 8 cars. We have 8 cars out there. C-Mac out there in the chat box. Welcome, C-Mac. Cody McKnight. Welcome to Full Velocity Racing Network again. It's been a long time since we've seen you. I've seen you in the chat box a couple times. Haven't seen you out on the track, though. Looking forward to seeing Cody McKnight out on the track. We've had a lot of fun times together. You know, we smashed off together, and different things going on. I'm not sure. I didn't even know Rocky Battenfield may be joining us here. Is he? Is that something that's going on here? I think Rocky Battenfield was up in the lobby. Rocky, you with us here on Full Velocity Racing Network?
Yeah, what's going on?
Not much. Action-packed heat races. 5 big heat races here tonight to start off the season for the BladeNode.com Sunday Night Shootout. What do you think about that?
Man, I was looking a while ago. I think we've got like 42 or 43 cars that's taken a lap so far. So, and taking top 3 out of each heat, this thing's going to be tough.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. As heat race number 3 getting underway here. iRacing high flag, green flag is in the air. The 1 of Alex Brewer leads the charge down to turn number 1. And Greg Tuberville right now comes under fire here automatically already by Derek Debris. And that 117 machine down to the bottom side. It's been a game. The one in first and second place guys seem to run away. 3rd place seems to be sitting there like a sitting duck. And it seems like that's where the position has been being battled out quite a bit there. Right now, Tuberville in that 3rd spot.
Yeah, the groove's already starting to go up a little bit, as you see, like Alex and Tuberville going up about a lane, and I think they'll both get around Debris. Him and Salter both using that top groove there.
Yeah, Jason Salter in the number 10 machine had to borrow Barrett Bishop's car in the late models. I thought he was going to have to borrow it in the street stocks too. But up to the chop shop of the Speedway, Debris looks all kinds out of sort down on the bottom. Looks like he's getting a little loose down there. It's got to be getting slick.
Yeah, this track, it's since this new update, it gets real slick real fast, and that bottom's really gone away fast. That's where you wanted to be in qualifying, but by heat 3, it's pretty much gone.
As they move up the track already, looks like they're in the middle groove here. Is Alex Brewer trying to run away and hide. Greg Tuberville running in that second spot. Third is Derek Debris there in the 117 machine. Nope, but he's not third. He's actually fourth on the scoring pylon. Jason Salter is third there. So he's holding on to the final transfer spot. We already have 6 cars in. We're working on 9 cars to be into the A main. Consolation events, those are even tough. So you really want to, how important, Rocky, is it to get in through these heat races?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, you don't want to give yourself an opportunity for something bad to happen I mean, you might start up front, but you have one bad corner and all of a sudden you're 7th place in a C or a D feature, and that's the last place you want to be.
I definitely don't want to be in one of those consolation events. Never been a part of one of those. I don't think I ever want to be a part of one of those. I usually go to leagues that only have 12 or 13 drivers, so I can say, hey, I finished inside the top 10. That was a good run.
Yeah, you come to DWRL and run, and especially on Sundays, you're going to have at least a C feature.
Yeah, definitely. These guys are the top of the top street stock drivers out there, Rocky Battenfield included. He's always out there running inside the top 5 here at a lot of these events here. Knoxville Raceway, we talked a lot about that during the week. We talked about it over, I'm going to say the last year since we had the Gobbler over there, Rocky, at Knoxville. It's probably the best combination for the street stocks is Knoxville.
Yeah, I think once the track slicks off, you're not going to find any better racing. I mean, it gets to where you can run top, middle, bottom, and all 3 lines are fast like we saw on Wednesday. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it really puts it in the driver's hands at that point.
We're already on the last lap here. We've been talking through heat race number 3, and it's been it's stayed pretty much the same way here. The race leader down into the 3 for the final time, and off of turn number 4, Alex Brewer going to take down the victory here in heat race number 3. Second going to go to Greg Tuberville. Racing Jason Salter going to finish up third. The rest go to the consolation events.
Yeah, I was looking, and Dustin Benton moved up a couple of spots there, ended up 4th, and put himself in a good situation for his consolation race.
Yeah, definitely, if you're starting deep in the field, that's kind of what you want to do for these. Making sure your consolation event, make sure that's where you're going to be up top. You want to get as many spots as you can. You want to start up front in consolation events because there's not going to be a lot of positions gained.
Yeah, tonight you want to start up front any race you get in. The A feature, I mean, you'll have some time to really move, but yeah, in these heat races, it's so hard to pass early here because the track is pretty one lane until it gets slicked off a little bit, and then it gets to be a lot of fun.
All right, big heat race number 4 coming your way. And it's going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, Bulletproof Motorsports number 61. That's Josh Peacock outside him with Kyle Serrata aboard another Bulletproof Motorsports car. That's the number 18 machine. Inside row number 2 in the third starting position, that's X91 Motorsports, Tyson Pankow aboard the number 91. And outside of him will be Austin Miners aboard the number 8. Corey Standstill in the number 119 going to roll off in position number 5. Then you got the 39 of Jerry Martin in the going to roll off position number 6. Travis Montgomery, a lot of these guys new faces here. Travis Montgomery going to roll off in 7th here in the number 45 machine, and Calip Riffle in the number 32. So if I really slaughter that name, I apologize, Calip. It's one of those things. And that number 32 machine, that's a tough name to pronounce.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Caleb.
Calip? Yeah, we can go with Calip. Calip Riffle. Riffle? Riffy?
Rife.
Rife. Okay.
I could be butchering it too. I don't know.
Caleb Rife. Anybody out there know Caleb, young Caleb or old Caleb, or we're not sure who he is, but if you could give us a name out there and help us, that'd be fantastic. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I didn't see him in the Discord, but he might be in there now. But when we get ready to go Green Flag Racing, we have to duck out of there. So getting ready to go Green Flag Racing off of turn number 4 this time around. iRacing.com pace truck down to Pier Road. iRacing I flag, green flag is in the flagger's hand. It is out. And we're racing down the front straightaway. Josh Peacock Surratt lead the charge down into turn number 1. As it looks like Peacock going to drift way up the track to try to block the run. That's where you got to go, middle of the high right now here in heat race number 4.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Looks like Austin Miners got him a new paint job. That's a nice paint job he's got.
Looks like, Rocky, you're the winner, according to Jacob out there.
I don't know who Jacob is, but I like the way you're thinking.
Well, Jacob said you're winner on the name competition there for Caleb.
Oh, good deal.
Got it right.
I was a school teacher, so I kind of know how some of these names work sometimes.
Well, the green flag's still out here on heat race number 4, and like I said, I apologize for slaughtering that. Sometimes I wasn't an English major in high school. I'm going to tell you that right now. I went to summer school 3 years in a row. It was my sophomore, junior, and senior year. So yeah, I went to something that I didn't want to, summer school. It ruined my whole complete summer to read books.
You were consistent.
I was very consistent. I hated reading books, and that was I can't remember if that was like 60% of my grade. I had to read books and report on them. That sucked.
Yeah, I tell you what, Surratt's really keeping Peacock right there in his sights there, and we're about halfway through this race, and kind of expect Surratt to be throwing a slider here in the next lap or two, see if he can do something with Josh.
They're definitely halfway home here for the 61 machine of Josh Peacock. Kyle Surratt in the number 18 machine. Man, I'm thinking about Caleb quite a bit now. Kyle Surratt in the second spot. That might be a little weird. Sorry. Second is Kyle Surratt. Third is Tyson Pankow right now in the number 91 machine. Austin Miners. That's a nice looking pace scheme. I'm used to black and white, but the number 8 of Austin Miners got a red, white, and blue pace scheme.
Yeah, he went a little something different this season, and him and Tyson are in a real good battle for that last transfer spot.
Yeah, fantastic run for the final transfer spot. We come off of turn number 4. We're going to get those popsicle sticks up in the air here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And it is right now Josh Peacock, Kyle Surratt. Here comes the number 91 of Pankow way down to the bottom side, catfishing it there. The number 8 of Austin Miners is going to look to pounce, though. As we come down the back straightaway, I don't know how long you want to stay down on the bottom. There, but Pankow's really digging down there.
Yeah, Tyson looked like he made up some ground there. He might have something for him this last lap.
As the white flag going to come out here, one more trip around the Knoxville Raceway, and Pankow still on the bottom. Thank you to David Blackbird for the 200 stars here tonight on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And man, what a race it's going to be. Miners makes a little bit of contact there coming off of turn number 2 as they enter the back straightaway.
Yeah, Austin got a little overzealous right there, and just got into Tyson and kind of ruined his run down the back stretch. But whoa, what a good race that was.
Yeah, fantastic race. The 61 of Josh Peacock going to pick up the win there. 18 of Kyle Surratt for 2. For 3, Tyson Pankow. The rest go to the consolation events.
All right, well, I'm going to run down to the car real quick and see what I can do.
We're going to allow Rocky Battenfield to get into his office. We'll move him up to the lobby here as I move myself to, well, I don't know what I just did. But I just moved the live broadcasting room, so at least we're both still in it, Jack. We're still in it here, but heat race number 5. Heat race number 5 going to come to post as when we get ready to rock and roll. Heat race number 5. 3 will qualify on to the A main. That'll make 15 cars. Then we're going to go right into these consolation events. This ought to be another barn burner. A lot of heavy names here in every single heat race we've been in. So it's going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, that's the Iceman, Daniel Stifler. Dancing part of the outside, that's the number 97 machine of Rocky Battenfield. Inside row number 2 in the third starting position, that's the number 13 machine. That's Caleb Ramsey. And outside of him will be the 631 of Alex Cummings. Inside row number 3 in the fifth starting position, that's the number 17 machine. Nope, he's in the 124. He can't stick to a number. That's a Tennessee Tumbler. That's Brett Rolls. His day's brother outside driving the 115 machine. That's Eric Tupper. Last row on the field here tonight for the heat racing action. That'll be the number 88 of Kevin Prettyman, which is actually it's the number 88. I almost thought the 0. And then the number 69 machine of Chris Lawrence. Daniel Stifler, the pole sitter, not making the call here. Oh boy, that's not a good sign there for Mr. Stifler. I just not able to pull out of the pit road. Maybe he'll be able to pull out here just a little bit later after the green flag comes out. But missing the start of this event, and that's automatically going to put him into a consolation event unless something tragic happens here in the heat race number 5. So it's going to be Caleb Ramsey on the pole here with Rocky Battenfield still on the outside of him. But Ramsey, a nice new paint scheme here this season too. We commented on about Wednesday night. So We'll see if he's going to be able to take that paint scheme to victory lane here at the Knoxville Raceway. As we're getting ready to go to green flag racing, we're entering the back straightaway. So the iRacing.com pace truck should make its hard left-hand turn down to pit road and let these guys go on their way. We called for 8 cars. We only have 7 of them out there, missing the pole sitter, the Iceman Daniel Stifler, and the 71 machine. iRacing on flag, green flags in the air, and I'm not sure what's going on here. Rocky Battenfield gets a whale of a start down into turn number 1. We talk about overzealous. Rocky Battenfield did not want to waste no time. Wanted to get to the race lead. The Big Monkey out to a huge advantage there on the start of that event. So that was an interesting start for Rocky Battenfield. But currently running in the top spot, the TeamVLR.com. Number 97 of Rocky Battenfield, your race leader. Caleb Ramsey running in that second spot. Third is the number 631 of Alex Cummings, battling it out with the Tennessee Tumbler. Brett rolls down to the bottom side-by-side battle for the third and final transfer spot here of the heat races for heat race number 5. And that's a great battle going on. Alex Cummings, another guy, part of Bulletproof Motorsports. Ramsey now able to take the top spot, wrestled away from Rocky Battenfield. There is Rocky Battenfield looking like he made a mistake there. Brett rolls now, drifts way up the track into the loose stuff. Leaves the door wide open back for the 631 of Alex Cummings. Cummings back to third. Battenfield, meanwhile, back to the race lead, trying to battle for that. With the 13 of Caleb Ramsey, side by side there through turns 3 and off of turn number 4. Can Rocky Battenfield get that forward bite there in the number 97 machine? They come down to turn number 1. Man, there's battling going on throughout the track here. Good battling going on for the final transfer spot. Good battling going on for the top spot between Battenfield and Ramsey. Ramsey wants the top spot. Rocky Battenfield wants it back. There in the number 97 machines. They're still side by side off of turn number 4. Looks like Battenfield, makes a little bit of contact there with Ramsey. Ramsey bounces off the wall, but uses that momentum. So a great high-low switch maneuver for Caleb Ramsey. Now Ramsey backs her into the side of Rocky Battenfield side by side down the back straightaway here in the turn number 3. Battenfield and Ramsey, nice exchanging paints, exchanging blows over there, disagreements of spaces here going on here on the Full Velocity Racing Network heat race number 5, as that's allowed Alex Cummings in the 631 to catch the top 2. So Cummings waiting for those two to make a mistake there, as they're racing each other pretty hard here down into turn number 3. And off of turn number 4 here, 2 laps to go, popsicle sticks in the air. Rocky Battenfield, high-low switch, doesn't use the momentum down the front straightaway here to turn 1 to pull a slider. As Rocky Battenfield down to the bottom side of Ramsey. Ramsey holding on to the top shelf. Rocky cannot quite pull a slider off in 1 and 2. So Battenfield back down to the bottom, digging it pretty deep there in the number 97 machine. Ramsey up top. And as we get the white flag in the air here for heat race number 5. And Battenfield now pulls a slider over there in 1 and 2. Gets up in front of the 13 of Ramsey. Ramsey now going to drop back to that second spot. Alex Cummings running third. How much do you really want to battle coming into the last corner? Battenfield gets a little bit tight on entry. As now here comes Ramsey to the outside. Drag race going to happen to the start-finish line. Rocky Battenfield going to pick up heat race number 5. Caleb Ramsey for 2 and Alex Cummings for 3. The rest going to the consolation event. So we have 15 cars set up already. So we have 3, looks like 3 consolation events here tonight. 3. Each 10 laps apiece. And we're going to see what they're actually taking here from these consolation events. They're going to be taking 3 from each consolation event. So it looks like we're going to have 21 cars into the feature. That's kind of a weird number. I guess we'll wait and see if that's actually going to be the number. No, 24 cars. That's correct. 24 cars going to make the feature event here this evening. So as the D main here, taking the top 3 to the top 3 to the main event here. Starting on the pole will be the 122 machine of Brandon Culp, and then outside of him will be the number 8 of Austin Miners. Inside row number 2 will be the number 12 of Eric Eichstead, Brett Rolls, who just got done with heat race himself, and then 124. Going to roll off in position number 4. Rolling off 5th will be the 073 of Steve Robbins. 6th will be the number 22 of Christopher Carman. Inside row number 4 in the 7th starting position, that's the number 45 machine. That's Travis Montgomery. And his dad's brother outside driving the double knot. That's Michael Whitlock. Shotgun on the field after missing his heat race. The number 71 of Daniel Stifler. He's going to have a long road to hoe here in 10 laps here in the D main. He has to get up inside the top 3. And that's going to be no easy task because these D, C, and B, the consolation events, they are stacked. So I think Rocky Battenfield maybe be going to be able to join us here after a great heat race with the number 97 machine able to take down the victory. Just waited for him to try to run back up here to the announcer's tower. But Rocky, that was a great race. Now you can tell us a little bit more about how this track's unfolding.
Well, apparently the bottom's come back in. Caleb and I had a real good race there. I kind of jumped the start. I know with the iRacing rules, if the person who's on the pole at the start, the guy on the outside controls it, but they told me different, so I slowed up and let him get back by, and then started the race about a lap in.
Yeah, definitely a little bit different there. What was going on? You did get a whale of a start on that, I'm going to say, but the 122 of Brandon Gulp out to the early advantage over Austin Miners there, that elite racing number 8 machine, running in that second spot. Only 3 transferring on here. The number 12 of Eric Eichstead running in that third spot, now battling for the second spot. This is going to be rather hard here. 3 spots up for grabs here in 3 consolation events.
Yeah, looks like Stifler's already out of this one. He had a little contact in the back, and looks like he's already gone for the night.
Yeah, Daniel Stifler, night not going to end where he wants to be. 3 wide for the race lead as Eric Eichstead way down to the bottom side there as now Austin Miners makes contact. He's going to make a 3 wide there as Brandon Culp way up on the top side there. The 122 machine 3 wide here into turn number 3. Looks like the racing groove is starting to spread out all over the place.
Yeah, this track's getting really fun. I kind of expect Brett Rose to come up through the middle of this and be a contender for this win here in just a lap or 2.
Yeah, Brett Rolls just having a fantastic race. We're going to go 4 wide now. Hard Motorsports 124 of Brett Rolls way down to the bottom there, knocking the fenders off the number 8 of Austin Miners. Miners slams it. Oh, more contact there. 8 of Austin Miners. I thought he was going to lose it there off the side jam from the number 12 of Eric Eichstead. Well, Eichstead and Miners able to keep it going, but these guys really fighting and duking it out for the final 3 spots.
Yeah, and I tell you what it looks like to me, and I could be wrong, but it looks like each one of these D, C, and B mains are all a B main where 3 will go directly to the A from them.
Yeah, definitely 3 qualify from each of the main events. So I'm calling them consolation events because really technically if you wanted to go A or B, C, D, that would actually be consolation events instead of doing an alphabet soup. So we're going to call them consolation events. Number 12, Eric Eichstead now slides her up in front of the 122. He takes over the race lead.
Yeah, Eric, he's still looking to get that name change, and to do that, he's going to have to make the feature tonight. He's doing a good job right now up front.
They're definitely doing a fantastic job in the BladeNote.com number 12 machine. Of course, BladeNote coming aboard as a major sponsor here, the initial sponsor for the Sunday Night Shootout, the BladeNote.com Sunday Night Shootout. Thank you to BladeNote.com for coming aboard and helping the DWRL guys and everybody to be broadcasted here on the Full Velocity Racing Network as we have 3 laps remaining with the number 12 machine of Eric Eichstead at the helm. Austin Miners for 2, and Brett Rolls now to the 3rd spot.
Yeah, Brett's in a dogfight here with Brandon. That's what do they got, about 2 laps left? I'm not sure who's gonna get that spot. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, and Whitlock peeking his nose in too, and that 00 machine is a popsicle 6 in the air. 2 more trips around the speedway. Battle for the lead, battle for the final transfer spot as Brandon Culp now drifts way up the track. That's going to leave the door open there for the 124 of Brett Rolls, but he fights back on the outside. Whitlock doesn't know where to go right now in that 00.
Yeah, Whitlock's just licking his chops, hoping they get together, and if they get together, you can bet he's gonna take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, Whitlock definitely wanting to qualify for this as the white flag is in the air. Here, the final lap here in the consolation event number 1. Is Eric Eichstead leading down the back straightaway with the number 8 of Austin Miners running in that 2nd spot. 3rd is Brett Rolls. Rolls drives her in pretty deep, so does the Whitlock. there in the 00 machine. Looks like those guys going to be out of position while picking up the first Consi, number 12 of Eric Eichstead. Second going to go to the number 8 machine, excuse me, of Austin Myers and Brett Rolls, the final car to make it into the A main.
Ooh, that was exciting.
Definitely an exciting race here for you. Great race out there for everybody out there on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're watching. What a great race this has been here. This is Constellation event number 2, and it's going to go away like this. Starting on the pole will be the 07 machine of Justin Pruitt. Kevin Prettyman aboard number 88 is going to roll off outside row number 1 in the second position. Rolling off third will be the number 117 of Derek Debris, and Jimmy Hoffman in the 032 going to roll off fourth. Rolling off fifth will be the 39 of Jerry Martin, and Rick Gibson aboard the number 38 going to roll off in position number 6. Rolling off seventh will be the number 69 of Chris Lawrence, and eighth will be Jason Games aboard the number 5 machine. And Jim Revis, another car that surprises me here in Knoxville, rolling off ninth, deep in the field, and he's going to have a long way to come to get into one of them transfer spots.
Yeah, see, I don't know what happened to Jim in his heat race, but he is a odds-on favorite to win this thing, and he's got a long road to hoe right here.
Yeah, he definitely does. As this field is pretty stacked here in Constellation event number 2. They're going to call it the C main. Top 3 will transfer on. That'll make it up to 21 cars. The next Constellation event will put the other 3 in to make it 24 total cars for the A main. 60 laps will be the distance here this evening for the A main feature. Got to thank Rocky Badenfield for coming aboard, giving us some terminology and different things here alongside of me here in the broadcast booth. And it's actually giving me a little bit of rest because we know 60 laps is going to be a long ways for myself. And 60 laps is probably going to be a long ways for Rocky, too.
Yeah, I'd rather it be a long race in the car, I think, than up there in the booth calling it, though.
Gets rather exciting, but when you're by yourself, catching your breath and doing different things, that is hard when you're reeling.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you need to come down during the cautions, I'd be glad to give you a little spell.
I think quitting smoking, I tell you what, Rocky, quitting smoking 3.5 years ago now, I think that made it so I could actually talk a little bit more. That's sometimes dangerous, I guess.
Yeah, I quit about 41 years ago, so I'm doing okay.
Feel a lot better, but it means I eat a lot more too. That's not a good sign either.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem.
Yeah, that does mean Rocky's old. 41 years ago?
Yep.
We get ready to race off of turn number 4 here at Constellation event number 2. Justin Pruitt and Prettyman set on the front row. Green flag is in the air. The iRacing I flag, green flag in the air. And it is Justin Pruitt wasting no time to get to the race lead. And second now going to be the number 117 of Derek Debris. He's working over the bottom. Somebody up against the wall. Looks like they're not going to be done.
That was Justin Games. It looked like he might have jumped their start a little bit, and I'm guessing he got black flagged.
And Justin Games, unfortunately, rough start for him. Going to end his night on the trailer here. A rough start, but he can come back next week and try to fight it out here with the BladeNote.com Sunday Night Shootout. Great battle going on for the top spot, though. You got Pruitt, you got the 117 of Debris, and then you got Kevin Prettyman. They're all tight-knit right there in the top 3. What a great race here unfolding. Jimmy Hoffman right there, too, in the 032 machine. He is fighting on the top side of the speedway. Revis going to come up through the field. That's somebody I'm going to keep my eye on here. 8 laps remaining. He is currently running in the 6th position.
Yeah, the 032... who is that? Jimmy Hoffman. That's the first time I've seen his name before, and he's running really, really good with some of the top guys in the street stocks right now.
Yeah, definitely Jimmy Hoffman way up to the top shelf of the speedway, up against the wall. They're trying to get around the number 88 of Kevin Prettyman. Prettyman right now holding on to the final transfer spot down the back straightaway, but it's a great side-by-side battle. Like you said, with Phil a couple nights ago, these guys battling it out. A lot of newcomers, even to the Wednesday night street fights. There were some new guys that were actually transferred in there. It's just different trying to get used to the name and these drivers, but the 032, one of the new drivers here.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, everybody here, they want to make that Wednesday show. That's kind of a big deal to get invited to, and it's the elite guys from this series get to run that series, and not just elite driving, but as far as being clean and and whatnot. It's kind of it's a nice honor to get asked to go over there and race.
Yeah, definitely a nice honor here. Is we are on 5 laps to go, and Jim Revis right now still sitting 6th, but he's reeled in the 5th place running number 38 of Rick Gibson. Then you have the 032 of Jimmy Hoffman, and then you got the 88 of Kevin Prettyman. Those guys all tight together, so the third spot is still up for grabs, and they're all right there.
Yeah, I think Jim's the fastest one of them. However, he is running out of laps really quick.
Yeah, definitely running out of laps. He's going to have to do something there in the 21 machine. It's been a long time since I've seen him not make his show here at DWRL, and I don't think he's ever not made a show here. Maybe he can correct me if I'm wrong. It's a 3 wide there for the 3rd transfer spot there. We're coming up on 3 to go. Jim Revis, I don't know if he knows which way to go. Is there 3 wide right there directly in front of him? You don't really want to stick your nose in there and end up in a wreck. But right now, sitting 6th and just watching a great battle unfold in front of him.
Yeah, and with 2 laps to go, I mean, he's going to have to stick his nose in if he's wanting to transfer or hope these guys get together.
He's going to have to hope something happens there. Rick Gibson way down to the bottom. He makes a little bit of contact there. That may lay the door open. His popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more trips around the speedway. As Jim Revis going to have to do something there in the 21 machine. As Gibson gets a little bit squirrely there in the 38 machine. That's going to allow Revis to get way down to the bottom side there in the 21 machine. So he's going to move himself up into the 5th. A good shot here, but he's got 1 lap to do it here off of turn number 4.
Yeah, he's really going to have to hope something happens to Hoffman and Prettyman in front of him. Otherwise, he's going to be going to the trailer early tonight.
Yeah, and that's not what he wanted here tonight. Is Gibson now trying way down to the bottom 2 in the 38 machine. Revis trying to tune it up here, see if he's going to maybe pull a slider, run her in as deep as he can. He's going to do so. He's down on the bottom. Those guys not making any contact. Derek Debris going to pick up the win. 2nd going to go to Pruitt. 3rd is going to go to a newcomer, Jimmy Hoffman. And the 032 machine has pretty been losing it on the last lap. And Jim Revis, I tell you, not making the A main. That's not what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, Jim's one of the best guys out here. You put him in these cars on any track, and he's one of the odds-on favorite to win. And boy, he just had a bad night.
Definitely a bad night. Not used to that one. I'm going to let you let's let you take the starting lineup here this time, Rocky. Let's see how good you're at that.
Oh, okay. On the front row, we're going to have the number 34 of Dustin Benton, and to his outside, you'll have the 319 Outcast member David Brewer. Row 2, you'll have Corey Stansel. To his outside, the number 6 Ryan Bronson. 3rd row, you'll have the number 115 Eric Tupper. To his outside, the number 53 Chadwick Rigby. Starting 7th. In the 4th row inside, that's going to be the number 25 of Henry Jones, and to his outside, number 32, Caleb Reif. And the last row, all by himself, the number 81 of Tim Cummings.
Thank you, Rocky. You were able to let me get a drink here, quick drink. They're talking about the 81. We did a race for him not too long ago, the J-Max Strong 50, just a couple nights ago, I should say. And we had a great turnout for that, and a beautiful pace scheme there. J-Max Strong colors and different stuff that goes on there. J-Max definitely, Jonathan enjoys watching Full Velocity Racing Network. He watched that race over and over and over. Just want to highlight that, and he wanted to thank everybody for making that race as good as it was. I mean, that was one of those things, you know. And they were able to raise, I'm not sure, I think they had 43 cars there, so I think they were able to raise $400 for Jonathan's journey and everything that's been going on with him.
Yeah, that's one thing about this iRacing dirt community. I mean, we're all here to help. I've done, I don't know how many charity races we've had where we go and try to raise money for people for certain things, and that's just the tight-knit community we have here.
And definitely a tight-knit community here, and everybody helps everybody here. It's the 34, Dustin Benton. You said had a good run there in the heat race. Ended up with the outside of the front row.
We're 3 wide for the transfer spot right now with Tupper on the bottom.
Yeah, definitely 3 wide. As Tupper way down to the bottom side. Dustin Benton out to the race lead. David Brewer second. And right now, Corey Stansel, I mean, they're 4 wide almost. There's Eric Tupper way down at the bottom. That settles out. Chadwick Rigby also coming up through there in the 53.
Todd, do I need to scare you or something? I think I heard a hiccup just a second ago.
Yeah, lots of hiccups going on over here with myself as I took that drink and I let you do the lineup and I end up with hiccups.
Well, that tells you should never let anyone do your job.
But great racing going on here for the final transfer spot. Number 53 machine of Chadwick Rigby's looked to the bottom, but a good battle between the number 6. Now Ryan Bronson slides up in front of the 119 machine of Corey Stansel. Stansel able to cross him back over, though, and take back over third. Meanwhile, up front is a battle between Benton and Brewer. Brewer down to the bottom side by side for the race lead. Still a great battle going on for third, though, too, as you can just barely see in the picture. Oh, Rigby gets a little bit sideways. He hangs on to her, though.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Brewer's up there fighting for the win right now. I mean, I'd be more worried about getting in the race right now than trying to win it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one, because one mistake there could cost both those drivers a chance into the A main here tonight, and that's not what you want to do. The guys that should be running is where they're running right now. The third position between Ryan Bronson, Corey Stansel, you got Chadwick Rigby. Those guys are all pretty close. Oh, contact being made. Stansel around, and some more contact. Stansel into the wall. I don't think the yellow flag's going to come out, though.
No, I think they have the yellow flags turned off for all these sub-features, and boy, it looked like Chad Rigby might have caught a little bit of that on his front end, too. However, that did allow Ryan Bronson to get out to third and kind of pull away a little bit from Henry Jones.
Yeah, Ryan Bronson in that number 6 machine, sitting pretty comfortable. Usually running my beautiful looking pace scheme I like to see, that Speedway car. But that car looks awesome, too, in its own right. Number 6 machine right now holding on to the third spot. Lead change right now. David Brewer battles with the 34. Dustin Benton again. He gets around him. Brewer gives him a shot down the back straightaway. The number 34 letting him know that he was unhappy about something maybe, or just a tick faster. Just letting him know he's still there.
Yeah, see, that's obviously David didn't listen to my advice at all, and he wants to go win this thing. I guess a true racer always wants to win whatever race he's in.
Definitely correct. You don't go out there to finish second place unless you were having fun, I guess. If you're having fun, I guess you could go out there and run second, third, fourth, fifth. I know some racers just want to go out and have fun. They don't care about winning, but a lot of the drivers, especially the young drivers, want to go out and win a race. Doesn't matter where it's at, especially if you're on a broadcasted show like Full Velocity Racing Network.
Yeah, I know personally I have a lot more fun whenever I win the race.
Yeah, you could have a lot bigger party too. Everybody likes the winning parties there. As EJ Jones is always the one that was having the great parties there a couple seasons ago, I should say, in '84. Now struggling, and we've seen you down partying too quite a bit in Victory Lane in the Full Velocity Racing Network. Is white flag going to come out here on consolation event number 3 with David Brewer, Dustin Benton, and Ryan Bronson, your top 3, and I don't think anybody's really going to contest with that one. 25's kind of closed the gap there on Ryan Bronson, but I think it's pretty much Bronson's spot as long as he stays there.
Yeah, Bronson, he's got to make a mistake right now for Henry to have a shot at getting by, but looks like Henry's going to throw it in to 3 and 4 just to see what happens. But yeah, he just didn't have enough momentum to get to him.
David Brewer going to take down the consolation event number 3 win. Then you got Dustin Benton, Ryan Bronson. The rest go home. Henry Jones, Eric Chopper, Chadwick Rigby, Tig Cummings, Corey Stansel, and Caleb all go home. We're going to let Rocky get back to his business. He's got to go down to his car here, get ready for A main feature racing time. 60 laps will be the distance. Good luck, Rocky.
I appreciate it, and maybe I'll get to talk to you again here in just about 20 minutes.
All right, we're going to drop Rocky down. If we get a caution, maybe we'll bring him up here and let him talk a little bit here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank him for coming aboard here tonight and being able to listen to Rocky's terminology and everything that's been going on. And we are about ready to grid here for the A main. 60 laps will be the distance. TheBladeNote.com Sunday Night Shootout Series live from the Knoxville Raceway. Full Velocity Racing Network is starting. Lineup is going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, driving the number 11 machine, that will be Kyle Moyer. His days are part of the outside, driving the number 926. That's Barrett Bishop. Inside row, number 2 in the third starting spot. That is the number 1 of Alex Brewer, Josh Peacock. In the Bulletproof Motorsports, number 61. Going to roll off 5th. Rolling off 5th will be Rocky Battenfield, the number 97 machine, the big monkey, Rocky Battenfield. And his days are part of the outside, driving the number 010 machine. That's Casey Brunson. Inside row, number 4 in the 7th starting position, that'll be Stephen Moore. And his chance to part of the outside, driving the number 20, Greg Tuberville. Tuberville not there currently. I'm not sure what happened to Greg Tuberville, who was supposed to roll off 8th. Rolling off 9th will be Kyle Surratt. Aboard the number 18 machine, Caleb Ramsey rolls off in the 10th spot. Rolling off 11th will be R.J. Klein aboard the number 14. Outside him will be the 7-11 of Terry Joyner. Rolling off 13th, they say it's unlucky sometimes. The number 10 of Jason Salter going to try to prove it's not as unlucky as everybody seems it to be. And that number 10 machine going to roll off 13th. Rolling off 14th, another X91 Motorsports guy, the number 91 machine of Tyson Pankow. Rolling off 15th will be the 631 machine of Bulletproof Motorsports, number 631 of Alex Cummings. And outside of him will be the Dirt Warrior Racing, number 12, the BladeNote.com, Eric Eichstad. Rolling off 17th will be the 117 of Derek Debris. Outside of him will be David Brewer, board number 319. Rolling off 19th will be Austin Miners. 20th will be Justin Pruitt. 21st will be Dustin Benton. 22nd, Brett Rolls. 23rd, Jimmy Hoffman. And Ryan Bronson round out your 24 cars out there on the Speedway. Greg Tuberville not answering the call here tonight. Down on pit road, still trapped down there as the iRacing.com pace truck gets the pole. Now hard left-hand turn, waiting on that iRacing I flag, green flag to come out of turn number 4, and it unfurls. Green flag's in the air. Look at Kyle Moyer to the race lead. A lot of action going on there, 2x2 from third on back there. Almost 3 wide as Caleb Ramsey. The meeting between the sandwich right now is it looks like the 3 wide kind of settles down, but they're still 2 wide back there for about the 10th spot. Even 2 wide for the second or third spot. There's Rocky Batfield trying to get around the 926 of Barrett Bishop here early on in the going. They are wrecking. It looks like out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Yellow flag, the first Hannibal Record Service yellow flag going to come out. It looks like we got a turtle. We had a leaner earlier. We had a turtle earlier, so we got 2 and 1 point. Tonight we're going to have another turtle. Looks to be the cause of the 14 of RJ Klein and the 711 machine. We'll go work our way back here so you guys can see it. As I believe Jack already having it up on the screen. As RJ Klein just goes for a wild ride, and oh man, he almost had a leaner. We almost had 2 points, but we only get 1 point. As RJ Klein upside down on the back straightaway. So already under our first Hannibal Record Service yellow flag of the evening. 60 laps will be the distance. We've completed 4 already. We have 56 laps remaining. Let's take a minute and a moment to thank some of our sponsors here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank Hannibal Record Service 1304-664-3848. Give Tyler Blankenship a call and Hannibal Record Service if you're in need of a tow in the West Virginia area. Also thank iRacingIFlag.com. If you really want to be a notch or a step above the competition, go over to iRacingIFlag.com and ask Jeff Brown how. Also got to thank Brian and Kathy Voiles of Voiles Trucking. Visit them on Facebook and ask them any trucking needs at Voiles Trucking and BBAR. Also got to thank CNC Custom Designs. CNC Custom Designs. Tim Cummings out there. Customs graphics and custom engraving. CNC Customs. Thank you for coming aboard here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also got to thank BladeNote.com. Simple web solutions powered by nerds. Use the promo code FVRN and they get 25% off your first purchase. Also got to thank Scott Bargloff and South Texas Speedway.com. As South Texas Corpus Christi's place to race as we get ready to go racing off of turn number 4 once again as iRacing iFlag. Green flag back in the air. So 11 of Kyle Moyer to the top spot immediately. 926 of Barrett Bishop down to the bottom, trying to get around Alex Brewer. Almost 3 wide, racing for the race lead. As Brewer right now holding on to the second spot as Bishop gets crossed up. Maybe a little bit of tap from the 73 machine. 3 wide for the third spot there momentarily. A evasive maneuver by another car way down to the bottom there. Looks like the 010 maybe of Brunson going for a ride down to the bottom. He was able to do an evasive maneuver and keep out of another car and not damage his car at the same time, so he's going to have to go back to work. But meanwhile, the race leader, Kyle Moyer, with Brewer right there nipping at his heels. The 73 machine right now running in that third spot. That's Stephen Moore. Fourth is 926 of Barrett Bishop. Rocky Battenfield running in the 5th spot. Having a good solid top 5 as we are early on in the going, though. As here comes Rocky Battenfield back down to the inside. He fires back on the 926 of Barrett Bishop. A little bit of a side-by-side battle as they enter into turn number 1. As the number 97 of Rocky Badfield almost slides up into him there. Looks like he developed a tad bit of a push, maybe drove it in a little deep down in the bottom for that number 97 machine, but able to hold on to the 5th spot, so he dives it in deep again. He's flirting with that bottom apron, as I call it, as that could really, really upset your night, but able to keep it going there in the 5th spot. Again, want to have everybody tuned in and throw the call out there. Thank you to everybody tuning in to Full Velocity Racing Network, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. Make sure you go out there and share the link. It looks like our sharing, our viewership kind of went down here just a tad bit during the little brief intermission we had. Maybe to catch up a little bit, but make sure you guys are all out there sharing the street stocks here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank BladeNode.com for coming aboard as the official sponsor here of the Sunday night shootout here all season long. BladeNode.com, great people. Like I said, simple web solutions powered by nerds. Use the promo code BLADE10 and let them know. That way it lets them know that DWRL sent them. They sent you that way. Gotta say hello to Caleb Ramsey out there. Jim Revis was out there too, saying that was it. With the caliber of drivers we have now, it's going to be hard to make the shows every week. We wanted to say good racing to everyone. Jim Revis not making the show here tonight, but is able to make a comment out there. He tried everything he could to make it into the A main. Just wasn't having it here tonight, as the caliber of drivers have just gotten better each and every season that we had. This is season number 5, race number 1 of the Sunday Night Shootout Series. Let's take a ride around the track right now. I really want to get a hold of somebody that has not been a lot on the camera lately, and there's a lot of action going on around them. Well, let's take a ride with the 7-Eleven of Terry Joyner. Monstar Productions on board. There's been a lot of action going around him. A lot of tight-knit battling going on and slide jobs and different things going on. Let's go with Terry Joyner. 631 getting loose over there, able to keep it going, but yellow flag going to fly. Wanted to go on board with the 7-Eleven. Yellow flag's out though. Looks like Casey Brunson involved in this one. As Brunson makes contact there. Yeah, the 631 and the 117 getting together. Casey Brunson have it nowhere to go. The 010 machine going to relegate him back to the back of the pack. Unfortunately for Casey Brunson, bad luck starts off at the beginning of the year for him. So we were talking about South Texas Speedway. We'll go on over to get Monstar Productions, hashtag Making Dirt Track Racing Great Again. Monstar Productions, Jake Keel, and those guys, Jake, I should say, coming aboard here on Full Velocity Racing Network in a big way. Kudos to Jake Keel and Monstar Productions. Also thank TDR-Racing.net for the official Turtle, and Leaner sponsorship of the evening. And man, they've got some light here tonight. 1 Leaner, 2 Turtles here this evening. Also got to thank Harv Motorsports for the official quick time of every series that we go. The official quick time of Full Velocity Racing Network, Harv Motorsports. Also thank Racing Jason Salter and Trash Panda Graphics. Trash Panda Graphics, the official point standings provider here of Full Velocity Racing Network. You'll see them once points start. You're going to start seeing those. Also got to thank, again, we don't have them here on the screen, but got to thank Brendan Spatafor and Full Throttle with the Jam. And also Eichstead Wraps. We have them aboard here too, so thank you to Eichstead Wraps for coming aboard as a sponsor here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Thank you for the producer actually telling me what was going on with that tonight. Usually I'm the one that's going in people's ears, but the producer staying on top of me here tonight. Jack Truan down there pushing all the controls. Got to thank him for coming aboard. Phil getting the night off here this evening, and hopefully he'll be back here Monday night for another, I believe it's Southern Dirt Racing. We're going to be broadcasting simulcasted with Dirt Slinging Outlaws here on Monday night. That'll be a rather interesting thing. Tuesday night, Phil and Jack will be back over to the Hobo Racing along with, I think Blake McCandless on the call here tomorrow night, or Tuesday night, I should say. Is iRacing iFlag, green flag back in the air. Just letting everybody take in the sights and sounds here of the Knoxville Raceway on the initial start of that race, man. They just fan out. They go wherever they can go. As Eichstätt up there, looks like a little bit of contact there. Somebody drove it in pretty deep there on Eric Eichstätt. Is the more contact being made as these guys wrestling around back there. Here comes Rocky Battlefield way down to the bottom side there. Number 97 machine almost was going to play a twofer move there, but not able to pull off that pass. But Brewer now immediately goes back down to the bottom side by side for the race lead with 11 to Moyer. Moyer trying to hold on to the top spot, but Brewer wants to wrestle that away here. Knoxville Raceway season number 5, race number 1 here at thebladenote.com. Sunday night shootout series as Brewer now slides up in front of the number 11 machine. Number 1 of Brewer now to the race lead. Rocky Battenfield and Moyer making contact. Surratt also doing that too as he makes an evasive mover down to the bottom. No yellow flag. Oh, Surratt comes back up in front of the field there. Oh, that could have been disastrous, but everybody kept it going. Not sure how everybody missed that one. But man, what a tough break for those guys. As they got all jumbled up. Surratt getting the short end of that stick there in the number 18 machine. A lot of great racing going on. A lot of bulletproof motorsports cars here inside the top 10. The 61, I believe the 73 here, Stephen Moore. I think it's Stephen Moore in the 73 there. Yeah. Stephen Moore, yep. And then you got Josh Peacock, Kyle Surratt up inside the top 10. X91 Motorsports well represented inside the top 10 too. DWR Racing has got Eric Eichstätt up there. It's going to be rather interesting to see how this is going to play out here. Barry Bishop's been all over the rear bumper there of Alex Brewer since everything has stopped there. Not sure who's really slow on the bottom. That might be Hoffman. Yep, Jimmy Hoffman in the 032 machine, real slow on the bottom. Hopefully he doesn't bring out a yellow flag. It's Barry Bishop, slide job for the race lead. And then number 926 machine, Brewer files back to the inside. A little bit of contact coming off of turns over 4 drag race to the start-finish line. I believe they're going to give that one to Barrett Bishop that time by... maybe. It looks like even at the line. That's what it's calling for. Nope, it's going to be Barrett Bishop by just a nick. Trying to get rid of a little bit of a hiccup, the frog in my throat there going on. The 926 of Barrett Bishop continues to lead this one now. The one of Alex Brewer still trying to fire back to the inside. Rocky Battenfield for a 3. There in the number 97 machine, Stephen Moore. And 4th, 5th is Eric Eichstätt now. Eichstätt coming back up through the field here. The 61 of Josh Peacock, the 13 of Caleb Ramsey, the 18 of Kyle Surratt, and 11 of Kyle Moore. Those guys all pretty much tight together. For 5th on back, that's the top 10 they're racing. Meanwhile, up for the race lead again, Brewer way down to the bottom, slide job of his own right. Gets right up in front of Brewer, or right up in front of Bishop, this Brewer. Man, that was a unique slide job. As now here goes Bishop down to the bottom. Brewer pinches it off down to the bottom. Brewer able to hold on to the top spot so far as Bishop tried to do what he could to get back by him. So the number 1 of Alex Brewer still continues to lead this event. Not even halfway home yet. Here for the number 1 machine of Alex Brewer, but yellow flag going to fly over the speedway once again. Alex Brewer and that number 1 machine going to have the lead, but we're going to see what brought out the Hanover Record Service yellow flag. So a little bit of a tail slap there for the 12 of Eric Eichstätt, which could have been some kind of neck code there for the number 12 machine. Just barely touching the 61, and he propels to the outside wall. And he goes down, rides the wall, keeps riding the wall, and shoots back down the track just a little bit. Alex Cummings has nowhere to go. And around goes the 61 as he flips upside down. And Josh Peacock, unfortunately, in the 61 machine, going to be relegated to the rear. Wanting some more points here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Let's bring Rocky up here real quick while we're under yellow flag. Let's get a quick word with him. See how the race is going for him. So he's over here in our team speak. Rocky Battenfield. We're able to dial him up whenever we need to. So number 97 of Rocky Battlefield. Rocky, how's the race going for you so far? We're halfway home. Any strategy calls? Anything going on out there that's really helping you?
Right now, I'm just trying to chase the track. The slider line, I think, is in right now. I'm gonna see what I can do with the top two guys here on this restart and see what we can see if we can't get the lead in this thing.
All right, lights are extinguished. It's out to iRacing.com pace truck. So we're going to let you get back to work. Just wanted a quick word with you there, Rocky, just to make sure everything was okay in that number 97 machine.
Oh, yeah, all's good.
All right, we're going to throw him back down there, throw his communications back out the window. We'll let him get back to what he has at hand. That's trying to win this race here at Knoxville Raceway. iRacing flag, green flag back in the air. The one of Alex Brewer leads the charge down to turn number 1. The number 1 of Alex Brewer leads it off of turn number 2, and 97 of Rocky Battenfield now moves into the second spot. The 926 of Barrett Bishop running third. Here comes the number 12 of Eric Eichstead down to the bottom side by side into the 4th spot now. Able to get around, more contact being made, more contact. Those guys, it looks like they're going to keep it going through the corner. Oh, there goes more around in a knot. That looks like a parking lot over there in the corner. If there's no yellow flag, I guess they got it going again. No yellow flag. Wow. Lots of stuff going on over there. A lot of beating and banging going on. I'm going to say the middle portion of the pack after everything got all situated. Here comes Rocky Battenfield, 3 wide for the race lead. Down there below the number 1 machine of Brewer. Here comes the 926 of Barrett Bishop. Nice side-by-side battle for the race lead. As the number 97 of Battlefield now backs out of it just a tad bit, goes to the top side of the speedway, trying to get it around the number 1 and the 926 here coming off of turn number 4. A lot of us have our own opinions here, but it's fantastic. Dirt racing at its finest here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. I believe in dirt racing. Asphalt racing, NASCAR, meh, out the window. I could care less about that. Dirt racing is where it's at. I haven't watched NASCAR racing quite some time. I don't think I've watched one at all this year. So been watching a lot of dirt track racing and continued on with what they call grassroots, but it's not grassroots. This is its own racing in its own right. As the number 1 of Alex Brewer continues to lead, the 926 of Barrett Bishop running second. Third is the 097 machine. Rocky Battenfield, Jason Salter now working over the bottom, trying to get around the number 12 of Eric Eichstead. As Eichstead right now holding on to the 4th spot. Great solid run for the number 12, the BladeNote.com number 12 machine. Again, like I said, meanwhile up front, a little bit more contact there between Bishop and the number 1 of Alex Brewer. Bishop runs her in pretty deep, but Rocky Battenfield way down to the bottom side. He's trying to pull a slider, trying to lead this time by. Looks like he might lead this lap. He's going to do so at the line. So Rocky Battenfield to the race lead. Can Brewer fight back to the outside? I agree with you, Jeremy. Dirt rules, asphalt's for getting there, and that's the way it is. I agree. 100%. 110%. We'll go 110 if we can call it that way. You guys let me have 110%, we'll have 110%. The number 1 machine of Alex Brewer, your race leader again, across the line that time by. Battenfield back down to the bottom side, trying to wrestle that lead back away. Eric Eichstead now 3 wide up through the middle. And then number 12 machine trying to make his way back into the 3rd spot, trying to get around Bishop there. And Jason Salter way down to the bottom there in the number 10. So a great battle going on for the race lead. Great battle going on from 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Even 6th and 7th battling it out too. Anybody makes a mistake, somebody's going to be there to pounce. We're coming up on 20 laps remaining here. It looks like Bishop going way up the track there next to the wall, pushing the cushion there. The 926 machine, but here comes the number 12 firing back down to the inside. He's able to get around the number 10 machine there briefly. Rocky Battenfield down to the bottom again. Just flirting with disaster down at the bottom of Battenfield, trying to wrestle that lead back away from the number 1 of Alex Brewer. Into the front straightaway here, across that start finish line. 20 laps remain here. The 60-lap feature here at Knoxville. 111%. Thank you, Jeremy. 111. We'll take all the 111%. Dirt racing's better. Hanover Record Service yellow flag going to fly once again here over the BladeNote.com Sunday night shootout series. We're going to find out what happened. What happened to bring out this yellow flag? Brett Rolls out of this event too. I'm not sure what. Brett Rolls. That might have been earlier. Trying to look fiercely. It might have been with David Brewer. I'm not sure what brought out this one. It looks like he got up on the berm here and went into the pits of 319 to David Brewer. I don't know if he blew a motor, if they just, he went sideways enough to bring out the yellow, I think. I don't know, some different kind of smoke coming down as he comes down on the pit road. That's the only thing I see out there. I don't see Jimmy Hoffman anything. Justin Pruitt is fine. Looks like what brought out that yellow. That's oh wait, hold on a minute. Hold on. It looks like the 61 of Josh Peacock. May have had a little help there. So he thought it was David Brewer. But Josh Peacock kicks the wall, gets sideways, and then the 34 Dustin Benton finishes him off. So tough break for Josh Peacock again. Going to the rear. Bad luck strikes the Bulletproof Motorsports number 61. Took a little bit to find that one there, Jack, as it sometimes is a little difficult to find here. The dust has been pretty good. Look at the track, how it's rubbered up here. The Knoxville Raceway, you can see all the blackness, the rubber laying down here at Knoxville, getting really slippery. It looks like around the bottom side here, you can see a bunch of different grooves that are going on. So as we're looking around here, did you finally find it? He showed it. Finally showed what happened there. Is Edward Pope out there committed? He says there's no money in dirt racing, and there's reasons why there's no money in dirt racing, Edward, and that's because it was made to be thought that it was a grassroots racing. So green flag back in the air. The number 1 of Alex Brewer, the current race leader. The number 2 in the number 2 spot, the number 97 machine, the Rocky Battenfield. Bear Bishop running in that 3rd spot. 4th is racing Jason Salter, and 5th is Eric Eichstad in the number 12 machine. And here comes the number 8 of Austin Miners coming down through, but another yellow flag coming quickly over the field here. Another Hanover Record Service yellow flag, and it looks like the business on the record getting rather busy here. As we're going to see what happened here. I'm almost venturing Stephen Moore may be involved in this one. Yep, he was. Stephen Moore and the 631 of Alex Cummings. Both teammates, Stephen Moore and Bulletproof and the 631 of Bulletproof. They make contact over there to take each other out. I don't want to be in the holler after that one. That's the 631 and the 73 now going to be relegated to the rear of the field. We're trying to think about some things that are going on here in the racing community as of right now. I know I'm a huge dirt racing fanatic, and some of the news I just learned, I rather not. I won't say now because I don't know if it's actually networking right or not. It's 100% true. We'll get to that a little bit later. Here is some more news here in the NASCAR scene of things, I should say. I do like asphalt racing. I do like the smaller groups of asphalt racing, like the modifieds and different stuff like that, the late models. I'm not a big fan of the trucks. Once you get past the trucks, I don't like them. It just seems to be different anymore. It's all about politics and different things that are going on in there. So, iRacingIFlag.com, getting ready to go back. We're about ready to go back to iRacingIFlag.com. Green flag racing, as I'm getting all kinds of different here right now, things going on. We're waiting for that pace truck to pull down to pit road to go back to green flag racing. We're going to be just a shade over 10 laps to go. We're going to be 12 laps to go. Racing flag, green flag back in the air. Battenfield gets a start this time. Able to slide up in front of the 1 of Alex Brewer. So Rocky Battenfield to the race lead. These guys all scatter all the way around the field. So Rocky Battenfield in the number 97 assumes the lead here. As the number 1 of Alex Brewer running second. Here comes the 926 of Bear Bishop down to the bottom side. He's going to fire on all cylinders. Way down to the bottom. Salter up top there, flirting with the wall. Wheeling in there. Almost a front stretch wheelie, a full-on wheelie by the number 10 of Salter. But Salter able to keep going, but lost a lot of positions in that. So number 97 to Rocky Battenfield continues to lead down the back straightaway with the one of Alex Brewer right there on his heels. 926 of Barrett Bishop goes to the bottom, and now Surratt way up top. They're an 18 machine, and the number 12 trying to go up through the middle. That is Eric Eichstead. Eichstead right now trying to get around there into the 4th spot, and maybe even the 3rd spot for that matter. But it just seems like the top has got fast, the bottom's got fast. Here comes Brewer back to the outside there. The number 1 machine is Rocky Battenfield way down to the bottom. Slides are in deep. That's the slide job lane, as he was talking about. 10 laps remaining right now as we're going to come up on 9 to go here for the number 97 of Rocky Battenfield. And Rocky Battenfield, hold on there in the number 97 machine, Alex Brewer in that 2nd spot. 3rd is the 926 of Barrett Bishop. Oh, contact being made. Leader is around in the top 4. All involved in that one. That changes the complexion of the race. Salter gets to the race lead. But oh boy, my, oh my, oh my. We're going to have to show that one over again. The leader has been taken out along with 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It looks like Brewer going to get his spot back. I kind of disagree with that. Then the 1 machine, if you're involved in yellow, should go back to the back of the pack. I'm not sure how they're going to call that one. We're going to take a look at the instant replay here. I believe Jackson had one queued up. Again, we did see that live. Bishop gets to the side of him, and then it's the 1 into the side too. So I think, unfortunately, those 3 cars brought out the yellow flag with all the contact being made, and should go to the tail end, be a tail end Charlie. But it looks like Alex Brewer going to get the race lead here in the number 1 machine so far. Maybe even Rocky Battenfield here and the number 97 machine. Maybe they're scoring a time loop. iRacing.com made that happen there. I think it's just where your scoring loop is at the time of the wreck, and I think they all kept it going. 926 machine, Barrett Bishop, I think is going to take that wreck though. Barrett unfortunately getting involved in that one, and going to have to start tailing Charlie here right around 21st position here. With 7 laps to go, going to be probably 5 to go here in just a few moments. So again, we got to thank everybody for tuning in once again to Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. Make sure you share our link here as we're coming on 5 to go. A lot of people like to watch the last 5 laps of the race. iRacing.com, base truck lights are extinguished atop that machine. It's going to be Battenfield, and it looks like the 10 of Salter. It does not look like the 1 is going to start up there. So 1 is going to be tail end Charlie 2. iRacing flag, green flag back in the air. Rocky Battenfield assumes the lead with a 10 of racing Jason Salter 2nd. Oh, more contact being made. It's Surratt and the 97 make contact over there. Almost thought we're going to have another big wreck on their hands over there in the corner. Salter to the race, leading the number 10 as he outpowers Rocky Battenfield down the back straightaway. As Rocky Battenfield now slide job maneuver there on the number 10. Salter crosses the back over the 010 Casey Brunson. Remember, he was involved in the wreck early. He's already up to 3rd. Casey Brunson on a mission. Salter makes contact to the wall there. That number 10 machine, but able to keep it going and glancing blow off the wall, but able to keep it right in a little bit faster through the groove. And again, the wall is going to not win here with the number 10. As now here comes the 97 of Rocky Battenfield. Here comes number 12 of Eric Eichstead way down to the bottom side, trying to make things happen too. I should say the middle group, not the bottom, but Eric Eichstead now up to the 3rd spot. Lots of great racing going on here down the back straightaway. We're going to come up on popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more trips around the speedway. As soon as we get out of turn number 4, Surratt now making a little bit of contact. 3 wide there for the 3rd spot. As we come off of turn number 4, popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more trips around the Knoxville Raceway. StreetStocksBladenO.com. Sunday night shootout. Oh, more contact. Eric Eichstead around. And he keeps it going. No, Eric Eichstead, tough break for him over there. I don't know if that's going to bring out a yellow flag. No yellow flag. Eric Eichstead, the bad luck continues. As now the 010 and the 10 battling it out there. Coming to the white flag. It is Jason Salter with the race lead. The 010 machine of Casey Brunson, the battle of the 10s. down into turn 1 and 2. Some more slamming going on over there in the corner. A lot of great racing going on, but man, they're leading off each other down into turn number 3. For the final time, racing Jason Salter aboard the X91 Motorsports number 10. Going to take down the 60-lap victory here at the Knoxville Raceway. BladeNote.com Sunday Night Shootout Series. Second going to go to Casey Brunson. Third, Kyle Surratt. Fourth, Austin Miners. Fifth, Kyle Moyer, Ryan Bronson, Tyson Pancal, Alex Cummings, Rocky Battenfield all the way back to 9th. 10th going to be David Brewer. 11th, Eric Eichstead. 12th, Caleb Ramsey. 13th, it's going to be Barrett Bishop, Alex Brewer, Dustin Benton, Derek Debris, Stephen Moore, Josh Peacock, Justin Pruitt, Terry Joyner, Jimmy Hoffman, Brett Rolls, RJ Klein, and Greg Tuberville round out your 26-car field. And I'm going to tell you what, that was a race, and that was a lot of leaning on each other, as you would say here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We'll leave it at that. As man, that was a race for the record books as far as lead changes and different stuff like that, because there was a lot of that going on, a lot of hard battling going on. Probably the best race I've seen in quite some time. This new build is fantastic. But these guys, it goes to show you Sunday Night Shootout. It just goes to show you how much time and effort these guys put in. So I'm going to take a brief pause for the calls and make my way on over to Discord. And we'll get interviews with the top 3 drivers here in the Sunday Night Shootout Series, sponsored by BladeNote.com. We'll go down to BladeNote.com Victory Lane and interview our top 3. We'll be right back at you in just a moment. Welcome back to the Full Velocity Racing Network Sunday Night Shootout Series, sponsored by BladeNote.com. Simple Web Solutions powered by theirs. We're going to take Kyle Surratt down here. We're going to make our way down to the number 18 machine of Kyle Surratt. Kyle, what a fantastic show there for you. Able to get through what I call the last couple lap carnage, and able to bring home a podium finish. Great race here. A lot of cars in tow tonight. I'm going to say 42 cars here tonight, so you had to make your way in. Tell us about your race here tonight.
Yeah, I had a pretty good race car there, and just got caught up in some stuff where people was getting knocked around and stuff like that early, and got shuffled back a little bit, and then the top really came in pretty good, so I went up there and made some stuff happen, and was able to, even though we had a couple cautions late there, and to make my way to third place.
Yeah, nice solid podium finish here to start out your season here in the BladeNote.com Sunday Night Shootout Series. Tell us about how the season's going to play. And I know last season was rather good for you, competition-wise. This season, making it here it's going to be just as hard as it was last year, wasn't it?
It'll probably end up being a little bit harder, actually. Got some new faces joining the league this season, and like you said, there was 42 cars tonight. There were some good cars tonight that went home. So I'd love to see if we can continue to get that car count on a weekly basis here, and instead of just having 20, 25 cars, where everybody makes the race. I'd like to see where you have to actually earn your way in. That way you actually have to race for it. As far as the rest of the season goes for me, I'm just hoping that I can have the same consistency that I did last season, and hopefully it'll keep me up front in the points hunt.
All right, Kyle, as we give you the microphone, all yours.
Of course, I'd like to thank myself for putting this deal together. TNT Auto Source, all my teammates over at Bulletproof Motorsports, Josh Peacock at JP Designs for this new wrap for the season, and that's about.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, picking up third place here tonight, BladeNote.com. Sunday Night Shootout Series driver of the number 18, Bulletproof Motorsports, number 18 of Kyle Surratt, taking down third. We'll let him get back to his teammates. We'll make our way on down to, if we can get anywhere, make our way on down to the second place finisher here, Casey Bronson, trying to get my fingers to work, but tonight, 0-1-0, Casey Bronson started off with some pretty bad luck here. The first part of this race, able to make his way all the way back up through, and he was fighting for the race lead there with Jason Salter. Salter throwing some pretty nasty blocks on him to keep him at bay there at the end of that one. But Casey, tell us about your race, and man, it was up and down for you.
Oh yeah, I started about 6. Didn't do good at the start there. Fell back about 8, and I think I wrecked maybe once or twice there. So I went all the way to the rear and just kind of kept my head high. So just working yourself back up there. And I think there was one big wreck up front, about 2, that helped me get back up here.
Yeah, able to bring home second there. If the race was a little bit longer there, Casey, would you have?
Think maybe this 5 more laps. Jason was saying his car was a little messed up, so he wasn't really blocking me. He was running his line. I was just a little bit more faster.
Well, I have to make it exciting. Yeah, he was definitely running his line, but it looked like you were just a tick faster there. But running his line, catch somebody, it's easy. It's the passing part that's hard. And Jason Salter runs his line pretty consistently. It's hard for him to ever make. You don't see him make many mistakes, do you, Casey?
Oh no, not Mr. Salter.
All right, Casey, we'll give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank you tonight.
I think DWR putting these on. Eric Ox at X-Light Wraps, and JP Designs for Joshua Peacock, and Team Bulletproof Motorsports.
Second and third
broadcasting. Yeah.
Second and third tonight for Bulletproof Motorsports. A good for you. Still maintaining your top spots there in the community. But again, congratulations on your second place finish, and hopefully we'll see you more, Casey. So we'll make our way on down to BladeNode.com, Victory Lane. Driver of, not the 0, the 1-0 machine, as he's confused me tonight. The 1-0 machine of racing Jason Salter on the victory here. X91 Motorsports, number 10, doing a fantastic job here this evening. Jason, keep those guys at bay, and man, a little bit of luck on your side there. Those guys wrecking right there directly in front of you. You were able to miss it there and guide yourself through that. Tell us about what was going through your head there.
Well, man, I don't know about missing it, but I think I got involved in every incident that happened up there. The car, I got the toe knocked out of it really early on, and I'm pretty sure the rear end got askewed somewhere in there. And right there at the end, I was so sick of going up there and hitting that wall, I decided to come down. I figured if they're going to pass me on the outside as fast as they can have it, I'm tired of hitting the wall.
Yeah, definitely could ruin your car in a pretty quick moment, and we don't want to see that happen. But able to take down the victory, and we were talking about how you're running your line, not making any mistakes. We knew you had a little bit of a damaged car there, but able to keep Casey Brunson at bay. Casey said that maybe 5 more laps he might have had something for you, but right now you were just the top and able to keep your line.
Yeah, I think he had the faster car. He was pushing me around there the whole time. Appreciate him not killing me there. I know I was trying to limp it around, and he definitely could have had every opportunity to spin me out, but he didn't. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely another great race by you here. Next 91 Sports doing a fantastic job here tonight, Jason, in your cars that you prepared here this evening. But I'm going to give you the microphone and thank you. We'd like to thank you tonight.
As always, I'd like to thank everybody for coming racing with us over here at DWRL, all the guys that support us week in, week out. I'd like to thank Full Velocity Racing Network for putting on a great broadcast, X91 Motorsports, and Trash Panda Graphics.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking home the BladeNote.com Sunday Night Shootout Series, the street stock version here. Racing Jason, BladeNote.com Victory Lane. As it's been a fantastic race here this evening as I move Jason out of the way here. But thank you all for tuning in here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank our sponsors one more time here. Thank Canover Wrecker, Surface Racing, Iron Flag, Voiles Trucking, CNC Custom Designs, TheBladeNote.com, South Texas Speedway, Monstar Productions, TDR-Racing.net, Hard Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics. Then you also have Eric Eichstead and Eichstead Wraps It, and then also Full Throttle with the Jet. I'm John Stanton reminding you of this. Keep the silver side up, the rubber side down, and always keep that hammer down. We'll see you next time here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, which happens to be tomorrow night. Good night.